Make sure that there's a way for staff members to identify troubled children, whether they be bullies or victims of targeted violence. And reach out to the parents. We need to cooperate with our parents in order to make sure that we can work together with them, that if there is an issue that's happening at home or there is an issue that's happening at school that could lead to a threat or a targeted act of violence, there's a way to get that child help. So when we look at our schools from a local perspective, are there bomb threats going on in your community? Schools are a microcosm of their community. If in your community you're having a high incident rate of arson, you would expect to see arson in your schools. If in your community you are seeing a high incident of drug use, you would expect to see that in your schools. So by working with first responders, if you're finding out that churches and businesses, et cetera, are getting these threats, you would expect to find them in yours. So I go back. Do you have a plan for dealing with bomb threats? Do you work with your community for a disaster plan? Are your buildings going to be used as evacuation sites in the event of a weather or a man-made emergency? Have you planned together with the community? I often talk about how do we prevent students from getting on that pathway to violence, and students need to feel respected at school. They have to have a clear and consistent policy for rules for behavior. We have to keep track of any time that threats are made by students or teachers that are not reported to the police. Now, my question is, if there's a threat in your building of any type, if a student says, I'm going to kill a teacher or I'm going to blow this place up, do you conduct a threat assessment every time that happens?